Okay, the reason why I have my friend Katie Pavlik's book still out is very simple. I'd like to thank my friend Gabby Franco, because Gabby posted something on Facebook for The View. I don't watch The View. But The View showed an entire clip from Everytown for gun safety, and The View decided to talk about it. One black woman, 3 white women, mostly leaning to the left side of the aisle. Very interesting conversation they had. You will be surprised. If you have not seen it already, click the link below, because if you don't see it, you're going to be lost. You're not going to know where I'm coming from. I'm also going to put a link below where one of our friends edited the video and sort of gave the video the ending we'd like to have. Check that out below too. Now, it was about a year ago, because Katie mentions it in this book. Everytown for gun safety has a video talking about why we need to ban guns, or whatever the hell whatever the conversation is today. A man comes to the door, his ex-wife and his son are inside, and he, let me in, this is my house, you know, typical ex-husband bullshit. She calls 911. She's got a restraining order. He's a domestic abuser. It is legally his house, but you know how it is when you get divorced. Your wife lives in your house, and you live in your mother's basement. Yeah. He forces entry. She's there. He tries to grab his son. She tries to stop him with her bare hands. He whips out a gun and shoots her in the face. Now, since 1968, it has been a federal offense for a convicted domestic abuser to have a gun. It is also a federal offense, even though it's mostly handled by the state level, for someone with a restraining order to have a gun. And she says, he's got a restraining order against me, he's abusive, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so those laws are already on the books. Now, entering a place you do not belong, and if your ex-wife has a restraining order against you, it doesn't matter if she's in your house. If your ex-wife is in your house with your name on the deed, if she's got a restraining order, you stay away. Entering a premises you do not belong with the intent to commit a crime therein is burglary. Now, typically, if it's a non-residential place, store, factory, it's 3rd degree. If it's in a home, it's 2nd degree. If you have a weapon, it's 1st degree either way. Whether you break into a warehouse with a weapon, break into an apartment with a weapon, it's automatically upgraded to 1st degree. And they determine what weapon is. Gun, even if you have a concealed carry license, that's a weapon. Knife, even if it's a knife you need for work and you just got off of work, it's a weapon. Anything that could be used as a weapon, they will hit you up with 1st degree burglary, which is a very serious felony. He's entering his own home that has his name on the deed, but because his ex-wife is inside and he has a restraining order, he does not belong. Burglary. Because he has a weapon on him, a gun, 1st degree burglary. Kidnapping. Now, if you're with your son from your ex-wife and you're stuck on the parkway for too long, bringing him home because he lives with her, or if you're at the baseball game with your son and the baseball game runs over, that's not a crime. But if you do not have custody of your child, or if your ex-wife has a restraining order against you, and you physically take your child away, that is called non-custodial parent abduction. Very serious crime. It's actually a federal offense. So if your ex-wife gives you the kid for a weekend and you come back an hour late, not a crime. If you take your son, get on a plane, fly to the other side of the country and hide and change your name, crime. So, domestic abuser in possession of a weapon. 1st degree burglary with a weapon. Person with a restraining order in possession of a weapon. Non-custodial abduction. 4 felonies right there. Shooting an unarmed person in the face at point blank range is murder or attempted murder. Felony. So this dude is committing 5 felonies that have been on the books for many decades. Okay? What's the matter here? Does the mother have a gun? No. Pepper spray? No. Baseball? No. The mother has her bare hands and her stockinged feet. Now, they will eventually, there's a truck outside, they will eventually label your bolt-action deer gun as a sniper rifle. But they'll come for that last. What is the first thing they come for? Standard capacity magazines. And they keep cutting it down. They try to cut it to 7 rounds at the SAFE Act, but ended up being a federal judge said you can't cut magazine capacity below 10 rounds anymore. But cutting magazine capacity down to 10 rounds, then 7, then 5, they keep trying to cut it. The SAFE Act, because the SAFE Act banned all accessories, you used to be able to get a rifle with a pistol grip, and that's it. Don't put anything else on it. Now, everything's banned, including the pistol grip. So what is that? Total ban on about 95% of defensive rifles, because you can't have a pistol grip anymore. Reducing magazine capacity to 7 rounds, since overturned, it's back to 10 rounds. Reducing magazine capacity to 7 rounds bans 100% of defensive rifles. Okay? The Beretta CX4 Storm has a pistol grip, banned. But the Beretta CX4 Storm 45 holds 8 rounds. There is no defensive rifle on the market today. Hunting rifle, yeah. But there is no defensive rifle on the market today that has a magazine capacity of 7 rounds. None. So the SAFE Act, they try to ban all defensive rifles. The original magazine ban, you're not allowed to buy a magazine that can feed more than 7 rounds. That was amended to be 10 rounds. So you can, yeah. But reducing magazine capacity to 7 rounds reduces 90% of handguns. Okay? They come for the defensive guns first. We know this already. I've beat it to death a million times. So from the legal standpoint, they come for the defensive guns, the home defense guns first. Also, the waiting periods, extensive licensing fees, ton of paperwork, all that other bullshit, that's second. And then third is the moral perspective. Colin Goddard survived the Virginia Tech massacre. Now he works for the Brady campaign. He said if you have a gun in the home, you're more likely to be violent. Is that true? Probably not. You're 58% more likely to shoot a family member than an intruder. Is that true? Probably not. Guns are dangerous in the home, blah, blah, blah. From the legal perspective, they try to ban as many defensive arms as possible. They try to make firearm ownership as difficult as possible from the legal standpoint. And from the moral standpoint, they call you a moron. Michael Bloomberg said if you own a gun, you're an idiot. Unless you're his bodyguard. So from the legal standpoint, they try to restrict your rights. From the moral standpoint, they try to persuade you against it. You know, you can own a gun, but should you? You can own a gun, but do you need one? You can own a gun, but have you tried pissing yourself or throwing up on the suspect? Okay, so they try as hard as they can on every front to ban as many guns as possible and reduce gun ownership as possible. That's on the woman's side. On the man's side, he was committing at least 5 felonies, if not more already. He's breaking the law anyway. So, this video, you're going to see it below, shows you if the gun lobby gets what they want, this is the world we will live in. We will live in the world where the domestic abuser commits 5 felonies anyway, but because of their common sense gun safety, the woman is also disarmed. Check out the view below. Thanks, Gabby Franco. And check out the one below that where we have a YouTuber that amended the video to suit a more practical experience. Okay? Just want to draw your attention to that. Bye.